The world waited. The silence grew. And now, the wait is finally over. The Chosen is returning, stronger, deeper, and more powerful than ever before. Fans across the globe have prayed, speculated, and hoped to see what comes next in the journey of Jesus and his disciples. And now, the light breaks through the wait. Season 6 is officially on its way. This isn't just another season of television. It's the continuation of a story that has touched millions of hearts, crossed borders, and changed lives. Every episode has shown us faith in the middle of struggle, love in the face of doubt, and hope when everything seems lost. And now, we stand at the edge of something even greater, the next chapter in The Chosen's extraordinary journey. From the very beginning, The Chosen wasn't just a show, it was a movement. It began as a small, crowd-funded series with a simple idea: to tell the story of Jesus through the eyes of those who knew him best. What started with a few faithful supporters has grown into one of the most watched faith-based series in history. Millions have followed every moment. From the calling of the disciples to the miracles that shook the world, season after season. We've seen stories that reach beyond the screen: Matthew's struggle to be accepted, Mary Magdalene's battle with her past, Simon Peter's fiery loyalty, and Jesus' gentle power that changes everything it touches. Every frame carried emotion, every word held meaning, and every scene reminded us that this story isn't just history, it's hope. Alive and moving in our time. As the show grew, so did its reach. From small gatherings watching on mobile phones to packed theaters and global streaming platforms, The Chosen became a modern testimony of faith meeting creativity. People from every corner of the world, believers and non-believers alike, found themselves drawn to the human side of these ancient stories. But Season 5 left us on a cliffhanger. The growing tension between faith and fear, belief and betrayal, left fans waiting for answers. The disciples faced new trials, new enemies, and growing doubt as Jesus' mission reached its most dangerous point. And in that silence between seasons, the anticipation only grew louder now. After months of waiting, the creators have finally confirmed what every fan has been longing to hear. Season 6 is coming. The journey continues, not as a retelling, but as a living experience of what it means to follow the path of faith when the world turns against you. This new chapter promises more depth, more emotion, and more truth than ever before. And for those who've walked with The Chosen since the first miracle on the screen, this moment feels like coming home. The story isn't over. It's just beginning again. The wait for The Chosen Season 6 has been more than just a pause between seasons. It's been a worldwide conversation. Across continents, languages, and time zones, fans have kept the fire burning. Some have rewatched the series again and again, discovering new moments they missed before. Others have gathered in living rooms, churches, and community halls, turning each viewing into a moment of connection and prayer. It's rare, almost unheard of, for a series to unite people this way. But The Chosen did something special. It didn't just entertain. It inspired belonging. In a world where screens often divide us, this show brought hearts together. Social media became its modern-day campfire. Fans shared theories, cried over favorite scenes, and posted artwork, all waiting for a single announcement: Season 6 is coming. When production updates dropped, even a small photo from the set became headline-worthy among followers. It wasn't just hype, it was hope taking form. While Hollywood productions chased trends, The Chosen followed truth. Its creators didn't build fame overnight, they built trust. Every delay, every rewrite, every moment of silence between updates only deepened the anticipation. Viewers didn't lose patience, they held faith. Because The Chosen had already proven that some stories are worth waiting for. Behind the scenes, the team poured their hearts into crafting the next chapter. From the dusty roads of filming locations to the quiet corners of the editing rooms, every hand that touched the project carried a sense of sacred responsibility. They weren't just making another season, they were preparing an experience that could touch souls across the globe. And as time stretched on, the wait became part of the journey. It reminded fans that even in silence, something holy was happening. Like the stories in the Gospels themselves, the delay wasn't a stop, it was preparation. The kind of waiting that tests faith and rewards those who hold on. Now, as whispers turn into confirmation and excitement fills the air once more, the chosen family, millions strong, stands ready. Ready to return to the story that has made them cry, believe, and hope again. The screens are waiting to light up. So are the hearts that never stopped believing. Because this isn't just another show returning to television. This is a movement returning to life. A family of faith, scattered across nations, but united by one message. The story continues. What happens when a story about faith becomes a mission of its own? Behind the quiet power of The Chosen lies a team of artists, builders, believers who don't just make television, they shape an experience. Season 6 didn't begin with bright lights or red carpets. It began with a whisper, a spark of vision that turned into months of prayer, preparation, and passion. When the cameras started rolling again, it wasn't just another production set, it felt like stepping onto holy ground. Every dusty road, every handmade prop, every candle flicker was built with intention. The sound of clapperboards echoed like small prayers, marking the start of scenes that would move millions. For the cast and crew, this wasn't work. It was worship through art. Dallas Jenkins, the creator and director, once said that The Chosen is not just about storytelling, it's about truth-telling. And that belief shaped every decision for Season 6. Each frame had to carry weight. Each line had to feel alive, and each moment had to draw viewers closer. Not just to the characters, but to the message itself. The team didn't aim for perfection. They aimed for purpose. Long days turned into longer nights on set. The actors rehearsed until their emotions felt real enough to reach through the screen. The writers spent weeks rewriting a single scene just to capture the right tone. The silence after a miracle. Trembling in a disciple's voice. The unspoken awe of standing near Jesus. Even the music, soft yet stirring, was designed to make hearts feel the gravity of each moment. Filming wasn't easy. Weather changes, tight schedules, and emotional exhaustion tested everyone involved. Yet, through every challenge, the cast spoke of one thing: peace. A sense that they weren't alone in this work. That somehow each step, each take, was guided by something greater than them, and it shows. The early glimpses from behind the scenes tell a story of reverence, of eyes that tear up after a scene wraps, of quiet smiles between takes, and of a team that knows they're part of something eternal. Season 6, they say, will bring some of the most emotional, intense, and powerful moments ever seen in the series. The kind of storytelling that doesn't just capture your attention, it captures your soul. So while fans around the world waited, people behind The Chosen were building something sacred. Not a spectacle, but a testimony. Not just a show, but a reminder that light still shines brightest when the world feels darkest. Every story has a breaking point, a moment when truth collides with destiny. For The Chosen, Season 6 is that moment. The air around this season feels heavier, the silence before its release feels sacred, and the story itself is about to walk into the shadow of history's most powerful moment. We've watched Jesus call fishermen, heal the broken, and give sight to the blind. We've seen crowds gather, enemies rise, and disciples learn that following the Messiah means carrying both miracles and burdens. But now, as Season 6 begins to unfold, we step closer to the part of the story that changes everything: the road to the cross. This season doesn't just continue the journey, it transforms it. The tone grows darker, not in despair, but in depth. Every word, every glance carries the weight of prophecy. The disciples, once filled with awe and energy, now face fear, confusion, and doubt. The tension between belief and betrayal grows stronger. Even joy feels fragile, like a candle flickering in the wind of what's to come, from what's been shared by the creators and glimpsed in the first look footage. Season 6 will pull viewers into moments of raw emotion. We'll see relationships tested, faith shaken, and love stretched to its limits. There will be laughter, the kind that reminds us of light still shining through suffering. But there will also be tears, honest, human, and holy. The story will explore not only what Jesus does, but what his followers feel. The fear of losing him, the confusion of not understanding his purpose, the courage to keep believing when everything seems lost. It's a season that moves beyond miracles into meaning, beyond healing into sacrifice. But what makes The Chosen truly powerful isn't just what happens on screen. It's how it makes us see ourselves. Season 6 will hold up a mirror to our own faith, our own waiting, and our own moments of doubt. It reminds us that every struggle is part of something divine, that even in darkness, the plan is still unfolding. So when the first trailer drops and those familiar faces return, the dusty roads, the warm sunsets, the quiet prayers, it won't just feel like another premiere. It will feel like coming face to face with the reason we believed in. For months, fans have scrolled through updates, searched for clues, and replayed every teaser, waiting for one thing: the moment, the confirmation, the date that would finally end the long silence. And now, that moment has arrived. The Chosen Season 6. It's no longer a rumor, no longer a dream whispered in comment sections. It's real. It's coming. And it's closer than we dared to hope. Before this reveal, every photo from the set felt like a heartbeat. Every behind-the-scenes post sparked theories. Every word from Dallas Jenkins carried hidden meaning. Fans paused every clip, rewound every frame, hoping to catch even a glimpse of what's next. The anticipation wasn't just excitement, it was devotion. Because for millions, The Chosen isn't just a show returning to screens. It's a story returning to their hearts. And then the announcement dropped. The world of faith-based storytelling stopped for a moment. Notifications lit up phones, hashtags flooded timelines, and tears filled eyes that had been waiting too long. The official words appeared like a promise fulfilled. The Chosen Season 6 premieres. Insert release date here. That sentence felt electric. It wasn't just news, it was hope, printed in light. Across living rooms, churches, and classrooms, people whispered it aloud, smiled at their screens, and felt the weight of waiting finally lift. And with that single reveal, the countdown began. Fans marked calendars, set reminders, and shared the news like it was a personal victory. Because in a way it was. They had walked through the waiting together. Now they'd walk into the story together. The creators didn't just release a date. They released a wave of faith. A reminder that patience always has a purpose. And every delay hides preparation behind it. The Chosen Season 6 isn't coming to entertain. It's coming to awaken. To remind the world that even in silence, God is still working. And stories worth telling always arrive right on time. So, circle the date. Clear your schedule. The journey that began by the shores of Galilee is about to return, and this time, it's leading us closer to the moment that changed everything. The wait is over. The time is set. The story continues. The screen fades from black. A soft wind blows through an empty street. And then, a familiar voice. That's how the first look at The Chosen Season 6 begins, quietly, reverently, and yet filled with a tension that feels alive. This trailer doesn't shout. It whispers, but every whisper carries power. The camera lingers on faces we know. Simon Peter, his eyes darker now, heavy with the weight of choices. Mary Magdalene, standing in silence, her faith tested but unbroken. Matthew, no longer the uncertain outcast, now a man standing firm in his belief. And then, a shadow moves. Jesus, calm yet determined. Walking toward a destiny he knows cannot be avoided. The tone is different this time. The world around them feels heavier, the light dimmer, as if creation itself senses what's coming. The trailer doesn't just show events, it captures emotion. The kind that makes your chest tighten and your hands pause. Because you can feel what's about to happen. Quick flashes follow, soldiers marching through the dust. Crowds whispering in fear, miracles still happening in the midst of danger. Each scene builds like a heartbeat faster, louder, closer. The music rises, strings trembling, under the weight of destiny. It's not just a preview, it's prophecy in motion, and then silence. The kind that holds your breath hostage. Jesus turns, eyes meeting the camera, eyes that see everything, past and future, love and loss. In that moment, you realize this isn't just another season. It's the season, the one that bridges hope and heartbreak, belief and betrayal, life and death. The trailer doesn't give everything away. It doesn't have to. It leaves you in awe, hanging between curiosity and conviction. You don't just want to know what happens next. You need to. Because deep down, you understand the next chapter isn't just about what Jesus will do. It's about what his followers must endure to understand him fully. As the final shot fades, the cross silhouetted against the dawn, a single line appears. The Chosen Season 6, the story continues. It's not an ending. It's an invitation. An open door to faith, fear, and the beauty of redemption. The trailer doesn't just promise more drama. It promises revelation. It calls viewers to step closer, to feel, to question, and to believe again. And as the last note fades, one thing becomes clear. The Chosen isn't slowing down. It's building towards something unforgettable, something sacred. There are stories that entertain, and then there are stories that awaken something inside us. The Chosen has always been the latter. From its humble beginnings to this global movement, it has reminded the world that light still lives in the most ordinary places, in a fisherman's courage, in a tax collector's tears, in a lost woman's redemption, and in the quiet strength of faith that refuses to die. Season 6 isn't just the continuation of that story, it's the fulfillment of everything that came before. It's the moment when belief is tested, loyalty is questioned, and love walks straight into suffering. Not to escape it, but to redeem it. The legacy of the Chosen has never been about fame or numbers. It's about hearts changed, souls moved, and lives touched by a message that refuses to fade. All around the world, people have watched this show and found themselves changed. Some rediscovered faith they thought was gone. Others felt hope for the first time in years. Parents watched it with children. Friends shared it with strangers. Churches turned it into fellowship. The Chosen community isn't just made of viewers, it's made of believers, dreamers and seekers who saw their own reflection in the faces on screen. And that's why this season matters so deeply. Because the story of Jesus isn't finished, not in the show, and not in us. As we move closer to the heart of his sacrifice, the series invites us to look inward, to ask ourselves what we would have done if we had stood in that crowd, held that doubt, or carried that faith. It's more than drama, it's devotion brought to life. When the final credits of Season 6 roll, people won't just be talking about scenes or dialogue. They'll be talking about what they felt. The quiet pull in their hearts. The tears they didn't expect. The reminder that the story of hope isn't ancient, it's happening right now. And that's the true power of the Chosen. It bridges time. It turns scripture into heartbeat, history into humanity, and belief into something you can feel. It doesn't just show us who Jesus was, it shows us who we can still become. So as the next season approaches, one truth stands clear. This isn't just another show returning to screens, it's a movement returning to purpose. The wait is over. The story continues. And the world is about to witness the light once again breaking through the darkness. The Chosen Season 6 coming soon. The story isn't over. It's only beginning again.